Hello and welcome to Dare to Defy number 1. For this stage I brought Grant, Yuna, and Leia. Initially I was running a team of Grant, Yuna, and Oren. I even tried to see this instead of Grant, but I felt like Odin is a little bit more peculiar. I feel like if you don't have a way to counter his gimmicks, he's definitely going to leave you in a very bad position. So I thought that Leia was the one who could handle Odin the best. She gives your party extra turns whenever the enemy takes turns, which is great because it will allow you to make sure that Odin doesn't get too many stacks up on you and one-shot you. It's a one-shot you. Yuna is essentially here just for the FR ability, which the FR ability puts a debuff on you that will make you instant killable if Odin hits somebody with that debuff on. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't have that. Quite frankly, you don't necessarily need Yuna here. You can just have a Yuna call. I only got to the FR gauge twice, and I don't think he is full FR gauge twice, and I don't think it's unreasonable to believe that for most people that is the maximum amount of FRs that you're gonna allow Odin. Every force time that you're gonna allow Odin. The bond is here because he just naturally counters Odin, and also because I didn't want to use either Tidus or Machina here, and I was fortunate enough to just YOLO and pull twice on his banner and get his BT. With gems, yes, but still I was just lucky that I got it, which is very good for me because I always had sword maxed out specifically for Tidus and Machina, but hey, Gobran's also a sword user, so hey, that ultimate weapon is going around and definitely doing more than its share in resources that I paid in. So yeah, I maxed out Gabant. I have his FR maxed. I have his FR and his BT maxed out, and I decided to bring him as my main damage dealer here. Now what you need to watch out for when it comes to Odin is his HP thresholds. During the first HP threshold, which is where I spent most of my time, I just allowed him to naturally get... I just allowed my team to just naturally get there and naturally take down his HP. Because during this first time, he's going to get an aura. He has a couple of gimmicks that he does with those HP threshold. The first one is going to give him one extra level of his stack and mechanics, so he's going to get the yellow aura. That's the first one, which is not too big of an issue because Gabrant is right there. You can also, if you catch him when he comes out of break, that also counts. So just breaking him in general will make sure to remove that aura. I make sure that he does not stay in his auras for long. The second HP threshold, which is also something that I had to be patient with, and I had to let his force gauge fill up, and also make sure that Yuna immediately removed those buffs, those debuffs from me. He also removes one of your buffs, so make sure that it's not an important buff that he removed. I was lucky that he only removed Yuna's buffs, generic buffs that she gives. So I didn't have to reapply my buffs to the party, but you want to check that your party doesn't lose a pivotal buff. Now I don't bother cancelling his force gauge because it doesn't help me, quite frankly. I'm still doing very much good damage to him. it doesn't impede me, and in fact him taking more turns because he's pushing back my team is actually works in my favor, because Leia is giving me more free turns for me, which means that my turn count is not going up. So he's not helping himself, he's helping me, so there's no reason for me to cancel his force time when I have Leia in the party. His second HP threshold is the one where he cuts in order. So he's going to gain 1 stack of his little blocks, which means that he is now at stack 1. If he breaks one of your party members, he will be at stack 2, but that's going to be fine, because if he breaks, he has bravery to be broken, which means that Leia's gonna break 1 stack and then Gabrant is gonna break the next, so you are essentially very much fine. So don't worry if you see the red aura, it's not an insta death. I decided that this was a good enough time for me to activate my first force time right after his force time ended. Ground actually does help you out a little bit, because the first one of his attacks, he leaves the enemy unbroken after his force ability, so your first party member will guarantee break, which will raise his force time. So Yuna here can guarantee break, and I just did descending so that Gabrant's BT will actually do a lot of damage. I had to use Sid Reigns. Sid Reigns does not add much to his force count, but it does add a lot to my BT damage. And my whole point is to try and get him during the BT phase to just below his second HP threshold. So not the one that he's currently on, that should give him an extra layer of feasibility, but the other one should also give him an extra layer of feasibility, but as well as insta turn ray. Now I try to maintain during a bronze BT, I try to make sure that all of the abilities break so that I am doing a lot of damage, but I also don't want to do too much damage to break the third bar, because if I'm breaking the third bar, I'm just dead. That's kind of the problem, like, don't break the third bar. And we did it. 32 million HP, and he's right now in his red aura, and he's going to cut in order. I found that this was the most appropriate time to burst, because he just doesn't hit me. I think the only random thing here is if he actually insta breaks her, Leia. If he actually manages to insta break Leia here, then you are very unlucky and he will get to 3 stacks and he will kill you. But I didn't find any other time to just burst on him, so I decided that this was the time when I wanted to burst. During his third bar, he just gets this one that's going to break right about now. He's just going to get another aura, which is no problem because it's Gabrant's turn, and I decide to summon, because at this point in time he's going to get to his force time before I am, so I just don't want to give him that leverage, and I have both of my BTs active, and it's not going to be a while now until he actually gets another bar. So I'm just going to take advantage of this really big and chunky HP where I can just go off with the summon. And then it's business as usual. with Leia randomly giving me free turns. And I activate Gabron C65 before his force time can actually happen, because it's very important that I don't get one shot by his attack here. So I make sure that all of my people are protected, so when his force time hits this attack, Leia can't dodge that, so she's going to take that attack no matter what. And currently he has removed quite a lot of my buffs, so I do have to start buffing with Yuna, make sure that her LD buff is up, that Gabron's LD buff is up, all of Leia's buffs are up. After a bit of a sequencing, I managed to pull off Gabron's BT again, because I just forgot about it, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. And this next HP threshold that you see is actually going to be just a stack, so he gets a stack, and it's actually a pretty dangerous one. It is a directly to red stack, so this one will directly take him to the red stack. I would say this is the most dangerous one. You want to make sure that he does not have an aura, because if he has the yellow aura, he's going directly to free stacks, he's killing you here. So by all means make sure that he is completely without any kind of auras before you reach this HP threshold, and you should be fine. And now Leia's just gonna break him, and Gabron's gonna break him again, and he will be back at 0 without much of an issue. And then Yuna does Yuna stuff, and I'm just going to decide on a bit of a sequence of when I want Gabron's force time to activate, and that's going to be about the time when his BT is gonna run out, so that I can still have some damage and do some damage to this man, because he still has a very chunky amount of HP. I know that he's in the red, but he still has a lot of HP. I'm just going to wait patiently until Gabron gets his EX. I already activated his C65 and prepare for this force time, so the force time is not going to do much to me. It's Yuna's turn, so I'm getting rid of that debuff so nobody's dying. And I am just going to make sure that all of my buffs are in order. And I just want to do a big fat launch for the next time Gabron is because now that he has EX, I'm just going to be able, I know that I'm going to be able to break him quite a couple of times in a row, so that's the reason why I'm going to get ready to enter force time. And because quite frankly this man Odin has had too many force time, and we are going to kill him with our force gauge, because fortunately for us he still wants to go in front of us, which means that Leia's abilities are great because she constantly brings us back, and Gabron has enough tools to keep on breaking him because he has EX, he's about to get a free skill, I'm about to use LD, so I have everything I need to keep this man under control and make sure that he never gets too many stacks of his abilities. And well, then the rest of this is just us taking free turn after free turn, and Yuna's about to deliver the finishing blow. And yeah, that was pretty much my run of the Dare to Defy first stage. Decided I wanted to run Gabrand here because I really got lucky holding for him, and I think he controls this stage pretty well. Him and Leia are great partners here. The third party member can literally be somebody who takes care of damage, so another booster, another person who can boost your damage to make sure that everybody else is hitting for caps. So Garnet what's his name, because Leia does heal, and you can just bring Siran or Ramza, somebody like that who takes care of damage. Actually Ramza would do quite a lot because Ramza re-breaks. So yeah, that was pretty much the team that I used. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.